Shabbat Shalom, everyone. On this Parsha VaYeshev, on this Parsha, when Joseph is gifted the coat of many colors by his father Yaakov, his father Jacob, I'm sorry to say that a lot of favoritism takes place in all of Torah, causing envy and jealousy, some of which I will touch upon in a moment or two. Joseph's brothers receive Joseph's dream in a bad way. Joseph's dreams seem to be saying that Joseph is Lord above not only his brothers, but the entire family. As the sheaves bow down, brothers don't take it very well, and they harbor resentment. Joseph being, in their minds, a braggart and having a really nice wardrobe to boot. And there they are. The brothers, perhaps, bowing down to Joseph as he looks rather full of himself. This causes some issues. The brothers get understandably PO'd at their brother in their jealousy and in their envy and in their being taken aback by what seems to be Joseph's thinking that he is a visionary, that he is a prophet. And so, you know what happens. They toss him in the pit. And later sold to the Ishmaelites and taken and sold into slavery. But you'll have to stay tuned to As the Torah Turns for an update on how that turns out. This is the longest narrative in all of Torah. Let's call it the Joseph Saga. And what to me stands out here for us today is kin'ah, jealousy. You know, this is not the first time that jealousy has led to a disastrous result, meaning the jealousy of the brothers tossing Joseph into the pit and him being sold into slavery. We might recall there was a little bit of jealousy on behalf of Cain, to his brother Abel, whose offering was for some reason accepted by God, where Cain's fell short. And so we know what happens at the end of that story. Later on, more jealousy between Leah and Rachel. Rachel is jealous of Leah because Leah can conceive. Leah is jealous of Rachel because Rachel is the favored wife. And now, here Joseph and his brothers lead us to that same place. And you know where else we have jealousy? Way back. The snake is jealous of Adam. The snake wants to be Adam. The snake is jealous because Adam has a mate who he can procreate with. The snake, not so much. And so what happens? Remember? The snake tempts Chava to eat from the tree, and which she does, which leads us to where we are today. Cain killing Abel. Rachel and Leah Joseph thrown into the pit. Jealousy. I had to look it up. The fear of losing something you already have to someone else. This is often in a romantic context. Jealousy can also involve resentment, suspicion, and protectiveness. Now let's look at the difference, perhaps, between jealousy and envy. Envy is the desire for something that someone else has, such as their wealth, their status, or personal qualities. Envy can also involve admiration and discontent. We'll get to that admiration in a moment, because envy can have a positive outcome. Okay, example of envy. Wanting your neighbor's new convertible. Jealousy, however, is being worried that your neighbor will take your husband for a ride in their new convertible. Okay, maybe not the best example. Both jealousy and envy can be anchored in fear and a scarcity mindset. Jealousy can be rooted in suspicion, anxiety, distrust, and sometimes low self-esteem. But can jealousy be a good thing? Raise your hand if you think so. It can be a good thing. Oh boy, nobody's raising their hand. I'm going to show. Okay, Alessandra. In Bava Batra, the Masechet Bava Batra, it says, Kinat sofrim tarbeh chokhmah. Jealousy among Torah scholars or teachers increases wisdom. How so? How can jealousy among teachers or people who are studying together increase wisdom? Well, Rabbi Chalafta comments, if two sit together and are engaged in the study of the Torah, the presence of God comes to rest between them. So firstly, two people are sitting together, studying together, and the presence of God, the Shekhinah, rests upon them. So there's already a relationship there that is protected somehow or deepened somehow by the presence of divinity. So you may have experienced for yourself where you're jealous of someone because they can do something, such as translate Hasidic texts in my example for me, and then strive to improve your ability to translate Hasidic text. And so jealousy of someone else who can do something that I can't do may indeed lead me, which has, in effect, sometimes, but without the discipline that I should have, knock, 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 to do so. Rabbi Pinchas Winston teaches here. Joseph was not justified in the way he went about sharing his good fortune with his brothers, though he never meant to be jealous. I say it that way because I don't know what Joseph's attitude was towards that. But consequently, though, he paid for it through his years of being separated from his family while living the life of a slave. What comes around goes around. And his brothers were certainly not justified in their feelings of jealousy, and they paid for it from the moment they sold Joseph. The climax of that payment was when Joseph finally revealed himself to them. Stay tuned, Parshat Vayigash. And they had to come face to face to their shock and humiliation with the fulfillment of Joseph's dreams they had balked at 22 years earlier. The dream comes true. Positive result from a negative situation that was caused by envy and jealousy. Each one of us, every one of you, can share such a story. Was being thrown into the pit and being sold into slavery a disaster? In that same parsha, Vayigash, words from Yosef, V'atem chashavtem alai ra'ah. Elohim chashva l'tova leman aseh kayom hazeh l'chayot am rav. Although you intended me harm, he says to his brothers, God intended it for good. He had a greater vision of a larger plan, so as to bring about the present result, the survival of Am Rav, many people. Remember, Joseph helps to stave off famine. Good things can come from bad things. What first seems to be a curse might turn out to be a blessing. And my sweet friends, may we be blessed that the jealousy we feel serve us for the better, towards positive change and greater self-awareness. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.